This is Secretly Awesome, sponsored by Hiscox Insurance. I'm Roxy T, entrepreneur and furniture designer, literally raised in my family's furniture factory.
Oh, hi!
I find inspiration for my designs in everyday life and love including fun, unexpected elements. And that's what this show is all about. We find and celebrate companies, products, and experiences that are secretly awesome. Today, let's save the earth with these amazing people and small businesses whose goals are to make this planet a better place. From a zero-waste clothing company, to a company that's saving your new favorite baby animal, and a beekeeping company helping to educate new beekeepers. This is Secretly Awesome. This company might make you rethink about throwing away that one piece of fruit that isn't the best looking of the bunch. They're changing the stigma of ugly fruit one apple at a time.
The goal here is to end food waste at farms. We value appearance over taste. If we can change that, to where we value taste over appearance, this won't happen. When you see right, the opportunity to do right, you need to do right. I mean, duty calls, you have to do it. So before it gets dumped out, before all the crazy stuff happens, we take it right there from the packing shed. It's just dried and diced. It's the best tasting piece of dried fruit you've ever had. It's like candy.
Ready?
Always ready. My name is Ben Moore. I'm a fourth generation farmer from Kingsburg, California. I got my dad and my two brothers, and then I got a stepbrother, I got some other, so I got a lot going on. It's all guys in our family. Farming is my true passion. That's what I love doing. Family farms in California are getting squeezed out all over the place. My generation of farmers, none of us can farm at a small scale. We just can't make any money doing it for the most part. So before it gets dumped out, before all the crazy stuff happens, we take it right there from the packing shed. We take it, gets cut and dried and dehydrated. It was ugly when it came in, it's ugly when it came out. It's just dried and diced. There's nothing added to it, no preservatives, no added sugar, and it's exactly the way an apricot should taste when it's dried. It's the best tasting piece of dried fruit you've ever had. It's like candy. Our product retails about $6 a bag. You can buy it online. We're all over LA in about 20 stores down there. Estimate between 1,000 to 2,000 tons of fruit a day is thrown out just within a 10-mile radius of Kingsburg. This piece was too big to box out. This one, just because the ridge is not even. I mean, this is sad. This is a really nice piece of fruit right here. We value appearance over taste. And if it's not the perfect peach emoji, it's gonna get tossed out. If we can change that to where we value taste over appearance, this won't happen. When you see right, the opportunity to do right, you need to do right. I mean, duty calls, you have to do it. The goal here is to end food waste at farms. Are we gonna be the ones that accomplish all of that? Maybe, maybe not. We're not protecting that information. We want everybody to know this is what we're doing because we want this solved everywhere.
When a clothing company makes, say, a shirt, there's excess fabric. That fabric piles up, and most of the time it gets thrown away. But this company takes those so-called scraps and turns them into zero-waste fashion.
We'll cut t-shirts and dresses first, and then the tiny scraps from that will actually get rewoven into new fabric. So like the piece that I'm wearing is actually hand woven from scraps of fabric. My name's Rachel Fowler. I am the CEO and creative director of Tonle. At Tonle, we take scraps that come from large factories and we create our own collections out of it. It's basically waste that's produced when products are cut, sometimes things that fail quality control, and dead stock fabric, which is basically the fabrics the factories are over ordering and producing too much fabric. All of that is getting thrown out in mostly not very responsible ways in Cambodia and in many other countries where there's a lot of manufacturing. So it's really deeply problematic for the environment. Not to mention the fact that all these fabrics take a huge amount of resources to produce in the first place. These practices are not, they're not sustainable, and that's how we come to have, massive problems with waste that are, I think, still continuing to grow. When you're living in a place like Cambodia, you see really firsthand how environmental problems are social justice problems, and the two are completely intertwined. I always loved fashion and textiles, but I knew that there were a lot of problems in the industry and I just didn't want to be involved. And so I kind of saw an opportunity to start something that would kind of fuse more of that kind of fashion world with the fair trade and the social justice component to pay artisans a living wage and give them good benefits. Through this process, we have no waste in the production process. So we're not only recycling the waste of other people, but we're also using every single scrap of our own. Zero waste is becoming kind of a buzzword, and it can mean a lot of things to different people. I've learned that there's a lot of good materials that are going to waste simply because of wasteful design practices and business planning practices. And there are some really basic ways that companies could reduce their waste. I'm hoping that what we're doing and having this zero waste mission can inspire other people to even, think about their waste as not as something to be thrown away, but as a product that can be made into something beautiful.
What if helping an endangered animal was as easy as buying a delicious jar of salsa? For this homegrown salsa company, it is.
I had this sauce that I would give away to teachers and neighbors around Christmas time for gifts. I kind of just started referring to it as Salsa Diablo Verde.
Very rich and creamy.
You can really taste the cilantro. It tastes like fresh, like homegrown.
It's very addictive.
So my brother really likes rhinos.
He really identified with the rhino as an animal. As he grew up, started learning more about rhinos and learning about the issue.
I found out that they were dying to poachers trying to get their horns.
It's heartbreaking. He's done a lot of reports at school about this.
She decided to just merge the two, and that's kind of how it got started.
We love raising money for the rhinos, but it's also a great product. That wonderful sauce that you just love at the restaurant that you can never get anywhere, that's what our sauce is. Okay, coming in, guys.
My birthday was coming up, and I asked if, in lieu of gifts, I could get donation money for rhinos.
He was doing that for 5 years, every birthday. I'm really proud of him that he's so passionate about the rhinos.
We found the International Rhino Foundation through the zoo.
I felt at the time if the Houston Zoo thought that they were a good organization, then they would be good for us. And they've been wonderful. We were able to raise, $250, $300, $325. So the 5th year, we did a whole month of giving, and we raised almost $700. So I looked at him and I said, it's gonna be hard for us to beat this next year. Why don't we start selling something in order to raise money for the International Rhino Foundation? We can do it all year long. And I thought, well, what do we have to sell that's special? I had this sauce that I would give away to teachers and neighbors around Christmas time for gifts. I kind of just started referring to it as Salsa Diablo Verde. At first, the first month, it was just Luke and I. And I kind of thought,
We decided that it was way too much for just me and Mom, so we brought the rest of the family on.
Hi, I'm Aiden.
Hello, my name is Luke. And I'm George.
And together, we're Three Sons Foods.
okay, that last mile is good.
We usually make around 250 jars every time we come here.
We started selling at farmers markets, and we got into some stores. Right now we have one sauce, and it comes in mild, medium, and hot. That wonderful sauce that you just love at the restaurant that you can never get anywhere, that's what our sauce is. Diablo Verde is preservative-free, gluten-free, soy-free, egg-free, nut-free. We make small batches of the sauce, and that's why you can taste the cilantro and the lime juice, and it tastes very fresh. We got into some stores, and we created a website. We've competed in some contests, and so here we are.
I like seeing the joy on my brother's face. It feels really great that we're helping an animal that is near extinction.
I teach my children, visualize your dreams, and God will provide. It's amazing.
Coming up on Secretly Awesome, baby elephant seals.
They come to us because they don't know how to feed, they don't know how to swim, and they don't know what a fish is.
You're watching Secretly Awesome. Welcome back to Secretly Awesome. I don't need to tell you that baby elephant seals are the most adorable animal on the planet, and this company rescues lost ones. Where do I sign up to volunteer?
In a given year, we can rescue between 700 and close to 2,000 patients. Right now, we've got close to 85 baby elephant seals.
We wish that they had stayed with their mothers for 28 days, gotten big, fat, and sassy, and then the mothers go off into the ocean, and then they learn how to swim and how to feed themselves in the shallow waters. But somehow they got separated from their mother, and they come to us because they don't know how to feed, they don't know how to swim, and they don't know what a fish is. My name is Nancy Mix, and I work in the kitchen. I'm generally responsible for the fish, the free feeds, the hand feeds. Picky eaters, oh yes, we have picky eaters. Almost every elephant seal that comes in. I do a lot of dishes. I do more dishes here than I could possibly ever do at home. We have what we call elephant seal progression. It's a technique of introducing them to fish and helping them understand how to eat it.
The elephant seals that you hear in the background, they're actually born at about 75 pounds, and after 1 month, they should be 300 pounds. Most of the animals we have here are probably 100 pounds or less. When you get them excited about food in the water, all of their vibrissae begin to flare forward and they look spiky, kind of like an angry porcupine. Before we can teach them or be able to get them to eat fish on their own, we sometimes have to tube feed them. They will take fish, grind it up into what looks sort of like a milkshake. We call it fish mash. We might add vitamins, we might add meds, put some salmon oil for calories, and we're going to go into the pen, and then the tuber will place a tube gently into their mouth and into their throat till it gets to their stomach.
It's a process. Some of them are a little quicker than others to learn. Some of them are real slow. We just work with it. End result is they all get released, and we're very happy when they go out to sea again.
The Marine Mammal Center is really a critical first responder and has the opportunity to see the threats facing the ocean. So whether it's things like ocean trash, where we see animals getting entangled in plastics or ingesting plastic by accident, or the threat of climate change, where the warming water temperatures can push the food deeper, we have the chance to see these things firsthand and start to talk about the solutions people can take to actually protect the ocean and all these animals.
We have so much fun. We walk out of here at the end of the day and we are exhausted. But you go home, you get a good night's sleep, you're ready to come back the next week. There's a saying that we kind of say, you come for the animals, you stay for the people. You kind of really do both.
Love stories that explore the positive side of life? Me too. Follow @Localish for more good news like this every day. And up next, this segment is for the birds because you know they need our help.
We've rescued over 100 already.
You're watching Secretly Awesome. Welcome back to Secretly Awesome. What do you do when you live in a place with 2,000 parking spots for 25,000 drivers? If you guessed, hop in a street legal golf cart for a free ride. Nicely done.
I want to welcome you to Westchester Freeride. The one and only street legal free ride transportation service in the borough of Westchester.
We started a business at our local beach town called Avalon in Stone Harbor, and we wanted to provide free rides to our community and also serve as a mobile advertising platform for some of the local businesses. And that business was so successful that we thought we should bring it back to our hometown in Westchester and help out with some of the issues that we saw in the community.
They are 100% electric, zero-emission golf cars. They have really cool lights inside, and we play lots of music. We really want to make the ride super, like a great experience for people.
There's actually a huge limited parking issue in Westchester. There's only 2,700 parking spots with a population of over like 25,000 people.
Our cars have zero emissions. We did notice a lot of problems in the environment. There were too many gas emissions, and we were trying to eliminate a lot of those problems in Westchester and create a sustainable business, and Westchester Freeride was the perfect solution for that because our cars are completely electric.
I could not be more proud of these 3 high school seniors from Ruston High School. They won first place in the DECA Independent Business Plan competition in Hershey earlier this year, and I was super excited for them, and they took they took this business concept down to nationals in Orlando.
We make the money by sponsorships from local businesses, and then our drivers make money from the tips if their ride is fun. We go on streets 35 miles an hour, mile an hour and below, so we can help to bring people who live close by to town and just take them from place to place, and it's for free, so we can help everyone out.
They're able to reserve us online with their mobile app. It's a zero-download Westchester free mobile site. They just need to let us know where they want to be picked up, where to be dropped off, how many people are in their party, and what kind of music they like. Sometimes we'll go into a karaoke session. Some of our riders really love to sing and talk, and so we obviously will keep the noise volume down in quiet residential areas.
We have both a shotgun and a driver, so one person's helping and talking to the people. We're making connections while also we have a microphone we can give to people. It's just like such a great experience with the music and the lights, and it's just a lot different from Uber and Lyft. And it's free, obviously.
When you think about animal rescue, typically we're thinking dogs and cats, right? This one family has rescued and rehabilitated more than 100 parrots.
How are you? Pretty bird. Yeah, you are a pretty bird.
Was when we found Pepper on Craigslist, and he was completely naked, and when we slowly realized and we did more research that there were so many parrots out there that just need a home, we just provide them with a safe environment. We've rescued over 100 already, and we found, so 20 are with us, and the rest are with different families. Either they've been adopted out and foster families. They love talking. They're like chatterboxes. Yeah, like this one.
I've never experienced this before. Hi. Oh, this is so cute. What does a parrot eat, or do the different kinds eat different things? Like, what's a typical meal for them?
So, well, it's called chop. So what it is just fruits and vegetables and cooked grains, just chopped up. But in the future, what we will like is, to expand and be in a place where, that we can create an environment where other people, the public, can come and visit them. They love to interact with humans. Yeah. And hopefully it will, so people who love parrots but can't have them, or they realize that, they're like toddlers and, they don't have time for everything that a parrot needs, at least they have a place where they can go and they can still have the experience that, having a parrot in their life and talking to them and playing with them.
Coming up, they're the keeper of the bees, and they're here to tell you it's not as easy as it looks.
It's great that people are involved and trying to take action, but when people don't take into account how much work might go into this beekeeping, it can actually cause a lot of problems for us.
Is that a bee crawling into that guy's helmet? What? You're watching Secretly Awesome. Welcome back to Secretly Awesome. They're like horse whisperers, but for bees.
Think of your honeybees as you would a pet. If your dog is sick, if your cat is sick, you're going to give it medicine. You need to think of your bees the same way. You need to be not afraid to work them, and you need to understand what it looks like when they are sick and when they're healthy.
Today is the bee day. That's what we call it. We bring our bees in and we distribute the packages to about, 150 people. Each package, 3-pound package, contains anywhere from 8,000 to 12,000 bees, and we are close to 300 in there.
It is a huge hobby nowadays. People have heard about the plight of the honeybee, and they want to do what they can. So that has encouraged lots of people to buy a hive and keep backyard beekeeping going. This winter we lost 62 of 100 colonies, which is unfortunately good to have any make it through the winter. It's great that people are involved and trying to take action in, promoting beekeeping and preserving pollinators, but when people don't take into account how much work might go into this beekeeping, this hobby, it can actually cause a lot of problems for us. They can be a host for disease and parasites, which affects all the beekeepers in their area. You need to encourage your neighbors to leave their weeds, not spray chemicals, and you need to test and monitor for the varroa mites.
It's a lot of chemicals out there that people put in their lawns. Please stop using them. It'll kill the weed, yes, but it'll also kill the bees.
Bees don't respect boundary lines or property lines. If your neighbor sprays their flowers and a bee goes to that, it's probably gonna bring that back into the hive, and it's gonna ultimately be detrimental to the health of the hive.
The most troublesome lately, it's the varroa mite. It's killing a lot of bees all over the world.
The varroa mite, for beekeepers, it is definitely the public enemy #1. It's really the only major issue against the bees that we can play a part in correcting. So I need to find some brood where most of the mites will be laying. You need to monitor it. Through management practices, you can cage the queen, break the brood cycle, or use treatments. So I'm trying to get about 300 bees, or a half a cup, into this rubbing alcohol. You do have to kill the bees for this, but it's worth it to monitor it so you don't lose your whole hive. So this is actually coming back clean, which is great. No mites, which is perfect. Last year in the fall, late summer when we were doing these, some of these tests came back with 20 or 30 mites, and those colonies dead, absolutely decimated. You almost feel like a doctor. You get to open it up and you're diagnosing what is going on in this hive. They produce honey, which is awesome. It's a form of animal husbandry that I really enjoy.
There's 3 million bees in that truck? That is unbelievable. And that's our show. I'm Roxy T. Don't forget to follow us at Localish.